A very different presentation. The sponsors were asking me, will you talk about kitchens? I said, no, I'm not going to talk about kitchens. Because if I talk about kitchens, I would not be talking, the process of designing. Because when you are in your own domain, your frames are quite fixed, and you stop thinking outside your domain and you become less creative. So I've chosen to talk about a product, and through the product, I will show you how innovation happens. And I've chosen a very, very tough product. So I'll, depending upon the time, I generally need an hour for such a class, but, we will take 25 minutes and try to finish the presentation. So what used to happen at the Industrial Design Center at IIT Bombay was, we were very focused on aesthetics, we were very focused on user-centered design, and we were very focused on using technology for the benefit of the users. With all these three things together, but we were not able to do one thing, which was coming out in the market with innovative products. So there was a missing link between academics and coming into the market. So we were trying to, and then when you can't come into the market with innovative product, you're no longer innovative. You can do good design, you can make a fabulous design, but it is not in the market, it is not serving anybody, then it's not good. So every time people would come and ask us, wait, do you have any product in the market? Then we would say, sorry, my business is teaching and not getting products in the market. But it didn't, we didn't like it much. So I took up this paradigm shift. So we set up the innovation studio called the Shenoy Innovation Studio, and the major role is humanizing technology. Here you have technology, you have to humanize it. Let the user enjoy it. Let him not have any problems. So that's the focus of the presentation. I've been a principal designer at Larsen & Toubro, so most of my grounding for 7 years has been at L&T with a number of innovative products. One of them I'll show you right now. Then I started the design program at IIT Delhi, after 7 years. Then came back to IIT Bombay, and I'm working there for the last decade. So I coined this term innovation by design. Innovation doesn't happen by accident. You have to design the innovation process, and you have to use design to innovate. You're following me? It's a circle, and you have to really put in a lot of effort to do that. It doesn't happen automatically. You may have a lot of concern, but innovation will not happen if you don't design the innovation process and use design to innovate. So that is the whole, gamut which I want to show you. And through the small examples I'll show you, and nowadays we're online, a lot of presentations are on the web. I'll quickly show you that website also. Most of these presentations in detail are on the website. So you could download the PDFs, you could actually browse, and thanks to the Indian government, they've made this portal open, and they've put huge amount of money for this digital resources to be brought up for industry. So a very important domain is innovation is not possible like earlier times when you could just do one thing. For example, if I made something beautiful, people would just buy it. Or if I just made something designed for manufacture, people would buy it. Or if I sold something very effectively by going to everybody's home and say, can you buy this? People used to happen. But today, innovation is not going to happen like that. Innovation is an all-pervading thing. It has to happen across all segments of your industry. It ranges from technology, user interface, management, supply chain, materials, and at every level, you have to be innovative. At every place, you'd say, am I using contemporary materials? Am I using contemporary technology? Is it 3-year-old technology? And if you don't make that full stop, you will not be able to innovate. Somebody else will take away your market in 5 years. And this is happening consistently, again and again. You cannot innovate today without collaboration. If in today's presentation, in today's seminar, if you can make 5 partners for yourself in different domains, you would be stepping towards innovation. The core team for innovation has to only be responsible for innovation. You should have a core team. It could be 1 person or 2 person. Then you have to have your enterprise-wide team, that is, in your company, 10%, everybody has to be responsible to aid innovation 10% of their time, which is the enterprise team. And the external team, like people like me, people like Ramu, or consultants, would actually support you from outside, which is much larger, which is 20. So the next important thing is, am I using something new? If I'm the lady who was there who was talking about training architects. If I'm able to show something new, if I'm going to use something new every time, there's a lot of challenge. You have to basically work very hard for it. Because you standardize old products, new products are tough to implement. So that's the challenge. How will you educate? How will you go ahead? How will you do all your product development is the key to the whole resource. If you're doing a kitchen, can we leapfrog? We've been always mimicking the kitchens of the West. Can we leapfrog and come up with completely new domain of kitchens which are completely made for wet, for Indian type of cooking, for sitting, my God. Most of the women who are having knee operations today are having knee operations because they did Indian cooking in Western kitchens. It is a fact. In Indian cooking, you need a lot of time cooking and the best posture is sitting. We have made a lot of concepts of sitting kitchens. It's possible. It's not all difficult. Then and then make them safe also. When you're sitting, you have to make them safe. So a lot of these very, very challenging questions are there, and we have to address this. And if we have this product, it will be a revolution, and you will have a lot of these kitchens coming up, and people will be more healthy. Aesthetics is a very difficult subject, right? And we were known for it. I taught courses in form and aesthetics for a number of years in IIT, and I wanted to know what does the user see in aesthetics? For example, how can you know which kitchen is looking good to my user? It's not possible. So there's a new technology called the eye movement recording. So we put these goggles on the person, and when he watches this kitchen, I would know exactly what he's watching and why is he liking or why is he not liking. That's that sketch over there. We were designing an auto rickshaw for Bajaj, and those sketches I put on this machine, and I used to call users and ask them to see, and I would see where they were watching. And this got a split second. Within 6 seconds, you can do the eye movement tracking. The first concern is the cause and the trigger. The second concern is the collection. That is, I have to collect a lot of data, which I told you already. And after the data collection, the most important thing is, watch the product in its worst situations. Don't watch the product in its good situations. You're, water leaking into the post box, very difficult to collect letters during drain, all those things. And you need to come to a product brief. And after the product brief, what is interesting is we came up with some 40 ideas. So today, very important, I want to tell the audience that you actually generally go with one idea and implement it. It's completely wrong. You have to come up with multiple ideas. So that's the whole story of how a formula can work to come up with innovation and go ahead in the journey.